Hey everybody, welcome back. My name is Bewlit, and I thought in this weekend's video we'd sit down and talk a bit about the highly anticipated Battle Royale game mode for Modern Warfare, which is believed to be called Warzone. We'll cover the basics of what to expect and some things that I'd like to see implemented into the game mode. Now, this will be Call of Duty's second attempt at a Battle Royale game mode after Black Ops 4's Blackout, which had several mixed opinions, but for most people was something that really saved the game since Black Ops 4 had no campaign. I personally spent about 90% of my time on Black Ops 4 playing Blackout, and I had a blast with it. So let's move on to what to expect from Call of Duty Warzone. The standard player count for most Battle Royale games is 100. This varies occasionally, but typically 100 players is the norm. There have been several rumors for some time that suggest Warzone may be supporting up to 200 players. To me, that's a bit overwhelming. I'm not really sure what level of impact that will create in-game, but I'm definitely not opposed to it. This may be because the map we'll be playing on will be larger than any other Battle Royale map we have seen. With it mainly consisting of ground war maps, it could be bigger than the Blackout map in Black Ops 4 and Fortnite's. With a map this size, I think it's safe to say we will be seeing plenty of vehicles in Call of Duty Warzone to help us navigate the extensive environment and also assist us in outrunning the ring surrounding the map that will progressively become smaller. In this take of Battle Royale, it looks like the gas seen in Modern Warfare's campaign and multiplayer will be what acts as the ring, which I think was a great idea. Now I'd like to talk about some of the things I want to see in Call of Duty Warzone, starting with Easter eggs. I think it would be really exciting to have the opportunity to uncover Easter eggs in-game that could perhaps give us a little bit more information on a couple of characters we don't know as well as we'd like, and those characters are Ghost and Nikto. Two very intriguing characters, but not individuals whom we know much about. If we could find collectible documents or audio logs in hidden parts of the map, I think a lot of people would spend a great deal of time searching for them. One feature that is really important to me is in-game callouts or commands. Not every player uses a mic, and it's really handy to be able to use some form of in-game commands that your player will say in order to communicate to your team. Something else that I think would make a great addition to gameplay is field upgrades. From munition boxes to EMP drones, field upgrades definitely have the potential to give you and or your team an upper hand without being too overpowered. Now, I don't think it's something that would come with a cooldown timer like it does in multiplayer, but maybe as just a one-time use. Think about how cool it would be if you ran out of ammo and called in a possible rare weapon with the weapon drop field upgrade. I know I'd be on the lookout for recon drones because those saved my life back in Blackout. The only one I don't think has a place in Warzone would be tactical insertion for obvious reasons. A few other things that I don't want to see in Warzone is tanks, armor, and sentry guns. Tanks just seem far too powerful to even consider, but I wouldn't mind them making a separate game type that specifically features tanks. Blackout actually did this, and I don't know how popular it was, but I played it once and that was enough for me. Armor was very controversial in Blackout for several reasons. It had to be constantly tweaked to balance gameplay so that players couldn't become a walking bullet sponge. They weren't too rare, and it just didn't sit well with every player. I'm not expecting them to ditch armor, but I still don't think I personally would like to see it in there. And then Sentry Guns, because, yeah, no. I know the Sentry Gun is a kill streak, which wasn't something we saw much of in Blackout, but maybe we could get some smaller form of other kill streaks, like the UAV, for example. Maybe you could pull out that tablet and get a one-time radar sweep. I'd like to see that. Next, let's go over perks. Perks were a fine addition to any player's equipment back in Blackout, and I think we have some fair options to choose from that'd be fun to see. Perks like double time. What the fuck does that say? I don't know what I was trying to write, but I wrote Hue Alert. Is the perk called High Alert? I wrote Hue Alert. Perks like High Alert, Battle Hardened, Spotter, Tracker, EOD, and maybe Scavenger. Maybe Scavenger could allow you to collect extra ammo when looting. I don't know. But I don't think Quick Fix would be a good idea. Regenerating health upon each kill seems too overpowered in my opinion. Speaking of health, let's talk about the healing system. In Blackout, you could find 3 types of medical equipment to replenish your health. There was the bandages that healed 20 of your health, I think, maybe 25. Med packs did 50, and trauma kits that actually boosted your health up to 200, whereas the maximum starting health was 150. If I got to choose, I think I'd have a system where you start out at 100, and when you take any form of damage, your health would go down and it would eventually regenerate, but you would have a decrease in your maximum amount of health. So let's say you're at 100 health and you get shot and drop down to 50. After some time, your health would increase, but maybe only to 80 instead of back to 100. And the lower your maximum health, the longer it would take to regenerate. As for stims, which I'm sure we'll see in some way in the game, I'd have those be the only medical equipment that not only heal you, but bring your max health back up to 100. I doubt it'll go down that way, but that's how I would do it. Being that there is an abundance of attachments for our weapons in Modern Warfare, the idea of scavenging for attachments in-game can seem pretty overwhelming. The main attachment I don't want to see is any laser sight that can be visible to your enemies. It would make it nearly impossible to become completely hidden, which is an important strategy when it comes to surviving in Battle Royale games. As far as weapons go, the only one I'm not sure about is the Odin. The Odin wasn't the most popular assault rifle back when the game first hit the ground running, but players slowly started realizing just how powerful it is. If Infinity Ward decided to scrap it and leave that one out of Warzone, I wouldn't lose any sleep over it. One weapon I do want to see though is the Riot Shield. I know most people look down on others that use the Riot Shield, but I am a major team player that is always trying to keep my team alive. So if I can have a Riot Shield on my back while I'm out in the open trying to revive my fallen teammate, I want that. Now, as I mentioned earlier, Black Ops 4 at one point or another had a game type within its Blackout mode that did feature tanks for players that wanted to be able to use those. Some game types that I believe would be a huge hit in Call of Duty Warzone would be a totally dark night vision mode, some kind of juggernaut matches, and maybe some limited time tournaments that could allow players to earn COD points. I know I'd be spending a hell of a lot of time playing that. But enough of what I think. Let me know in the comments what you guys are hoping for in Call of Duty Warzone. Thank you for watching this weekend's video, and I will see you in the next one.